Hello, so here's the demo on how the contracts are sent electronically via emails and the sellers and buyers they sign respectively. So basically the main two services used for this are Mergeasy for merging the contracts with the Podio fields, and then we have DocuSign for taking it to the sellers and buyers email and they can sign their property. So I will be giving you the demo on how this actually works, and before that I will give you an overview on what type of contracts we have in the system and what all operations do we have in the system. So there are two type of contracts in the system, that is the assignment contract and the purchase contract. So the assignment contract is sent from the sales app and is signed by a maximum of one buyer. So the code written for the assignment contract in the wholesaling system is maximum for the one buyer. So let's start off with the assignment contract, and I'll come to the purchase contract after I am done with the assignment contract part. So I will let you know the two operations that are performed. So they are, the first one is generation of contract. This is done using Mergeasy, which is a service for merging the Podio fields with the contract. The dynamic fields populate over there, and this will simply generate the contract and attach it to the specific Podio item ID. So before sending it to the seller or the buyer, you can review what contract has been generated, what are the fields, what are the values that are populating into it. So, and the second operation is send DocuSign. So when the send DocuSign button is pressed, the contract is sent to the sellers and buyer respectively for signing it, and they can sign it. Once it is signed, the contracts come into the DocuSign account and the process is completed. So this lessens the work, and it decreases the manual efforts of going and meeting the clients face to face and they are signing. So it reduces the human intervention. Again, I would say there is a lot of time saving in this. So let's start off with this. So first of all, this is the seller lead that is created. I am first giving the demo for the assignment contract. This is the seller lead, and once the negotiations are done, the appointments are set, and they're ready for the contract, we need to go for the contract rectification. So contract rectification will send this to the transaction app. The item, this lead will get created in transactions app as the system is itself saying. So let's just open the transactions app for this now. So here's the transaction app, and we notice that this has been populated over here. So the seller lead is now in under the transaction process. So once this is under transaction process and we are done with this, and like we want to move forward with this, and we'll simply go and press push to sales. So once push to sales is pressed, it gets created in the sales app. So now I'm ready to sell this property to a buyer. So yeah, so the transaction has been autofilled. I will be putting the EMD, or suppose I'm taking the default values right now. Details, the testing. Yeah, so I have to include the accepted buyer over here to whom the contract will be sent. So currently there is no accepted buyer. I'll just make my own. For suppose I'll make Vanessa. I will use the email ID because this email ID is very important, because the contract will be sent to this email ID. Yeah, so I'm done with this, and let's just save it and go back to the sales app, because sales app is where I will generate the assignment contract from. The buyer entity name needs to be included, including Vanessa, the assignment contract TMD, the closing date. I can use the title company. If it is not present, I'll need to create one, ABC LLC for suppose, and I'll return back. Yeah. So that's all set up. Now I have these two operations that I said. So I'll be starting with the generate assignment contract. As I said, this will simply generate the document with here and with this podio item ID, and I will we will notice that it works in seconds. It has pulled all the detail from the transactions app. Now it will be attaching the document. So we can see that the Mergeasy has attached this, and I'll open it and it will download the document. Here's the generated contract and all the respective values have been populated. Maybe I didn't fill this and it's not populating over here. It was 0. So here's the title company and Vanessa, it's a developer, and all the fields you might notice that everything has been filled. Everything has been filled. So this is how the contract will look once it is sent via DocuSign. Now I'll be going for I will be sending it via DocuSign. So as I press the DocuSign button, the document has been sent to this email ID. Let me just go and check if I've received it. So here is the contract that I have received. I'll be signing it and I'll be opening it and show you that how it actually looks. So everything has been populated, and there's the signature by Vanessa. The buyer has to sign it, and once it is signed, it is sent. Once it is signed, you need to finish it, and yeah, so I dropped one signature out of this. This has been signed, and now I need to click on finish, and this will be sent. So that was all about the assignment contract. Now let's move on to the other purchase contract. For suppose now I am interested in buying this seller's property, so I'll be simply clicking push to contract fill from here. Yeah, so I've done push to contract fill and the item has been created in contract fill app. So this is a demo of purchase contract. I'll be closing the unnecessary windows. Yeah, this has been created in contract fill app. So let me just open that. Yeah, so purchase contract is sent from the contract fill app itself and is signed by maximum of 2 buyers. So there may be a possibility that there are more than one sellers in an for a property. So the seller one information is automatically populated. If there's seller 2, I need to populate both of these fields, otherwise none of them. And I need to fill other details too. If there is no seller 2, the contract will still go. So I'll be giving you a demo for the for 2 of the sellers. Let me just put in, I will take John and I will take the same email ID. Once seller 1 is signed, it will go to the seller 2. otherwise it won't go to the seller too. So I'll be adding the other details. Let me just put in the details and we'll show you the demo then. Yeah, so I put in all the details that were necessary. I'll go for the title company as well. Yeah, so again we come for the two operations which I have already described. What do they do? I'll press generate contract and we'll see that it has been attached over here within seconds. Yeah, so it is here. I'll just open it and show you what the fields have been populated. So here it is, the seller name, both the seller names have come, as I've already told you. The prices and everything, closing date, inspection date, everything has been populated. Yeah, both the seller names again. So now I will be telling you about the send DocuSign part. I'll just go and press the send DocuSign button. Sorry, I had it selected initially, but yeah, I'll be clicking it. I will notice that the contract will be sent to seller 1 and seller 2. Yeah. Yeah, so the contract has been sent to this email ID and this email ID. I had access to one email ID, so I've used it. But once this guy has signed it, that is the seller 1 has signed it, then only it will be sent to the seller 2. Now let me go to the email ID and check if I've received one email. Yeah, so here it is, the one email. Once I'm signing it, I will be receiving it again because I've used the same email ID again. This way it will be working. That is the synced signing basically. Yeah, so I'll go here, start. It will be asking me the initials and signing it. I can drop any signature over here. I will list basically. I've signed it. I'll click finish and I'll go to the inbox again and refresh it. Yeah, so I've received it for the second time. Now the second signer will be signing it. That is John. Yeah, now I can start the process. I need to read this. This is the second initial, and yeah, this is done. And once I click finish, it will be sent to the person's DocuSign account whose DocuSign account it is being sent from. So that's it with the contracts, and I think they're very easy. They're perfectly made with Mergeasy, and the signing process is very good, and a lot of time is being saved with this because everything today is digital. I hope you like this, and thank you very much.